So I watched the final episode of Super Megaforce and all of its terribleness. Okay. I didn't like this show to begin with. Megaforce or Super Megaforce, it just started out terrible. But I saw what they were trying to do. This was supposed to be not so much as gearing up for the future, but a celebration of the past. And I was all down for that. But the execution was terrible, and this episode highlights everything that's wrong with the show to me. The characters were still god fucking awful. Your Red Ranger was terrible. Just terrible. Okay, but I'm going to save all that for our series review when we get around to filming that. But this is just how I feel. I had to get this off my chest, how I feel about this show, or this episode in particular. Now, they've been building up for this for the better part of 2 years. Since the Saban panel at PMC3, they presented the Legend War. I assumed it would play a bigger part in this episode. I guess that's my fault. Now, you announced that for this, you're going to be bringing back some legendary Rangers, or as I like to call them, past Rangers, because not every Ranger from the past is technically a legend, since some series were fucking horrible. So you introduced them in these series of vignettes or cameos, which seems to me like it was a waste of fucking time. Okay, so with the build-up for the 2+ years, you do nothing with that build-up. It's basically a backdrop to this episode. Now, your final boss fight between Orion, Troy, and I don't know who the guy's name, because this show was unforgettable at best. It was 30 seconds long. Barely any hint like this was going to be a problem for these two guys. So they do that. Explosions. Meet up with everybody else. Oh my God, I thought you, blah, blah, blah. So you do that. And now that your big bad is gone, all that's left are foot soldiers, who you've had no problem with before. Because of their sheer amount of numbers, which I've seen in episodes, you take down waves upon waves of these things. But I guess it's every single one that's left, and now this poses a problem. When you have 3 different modes for you got your Mega, your Ultra Mega, and your Super Mega, as well as the powers of the Rangers that came before, which was the setup for the series that, oh, the numbers are too great. Have these new powers who will help you combat these numbers. And you bring in all the past Rangers. Now when you do the cameos was the one that was like, oh, hey, this person needs some type of emergency medicine. All right, so you have the Lightspeed Rangers. One's a trained medic, and Carter's there, I guess, for support. You just got characters just standing in the background while people are talking. Like, oh, the Power Rangers gonna protect us. And it's like, this isn't utilizing that character. You got Leo saving a dog that's 3 feet away from its owner, which dog didn't really seem to be that much trouble. The kid could have just walked up like, hey, the dog could have just ran out to him. It was bullshit. You're a savior of multiple worlds, and you bring him back to save a dog. I mean, I get it that it's like, oh, well, every life is sacred to him, but that could have been a save that was off screen. And then you got Tommy show up with Saba, which brings me to something else. Now they did a good job for when all the the past Rangers come back, the teams, and it was like, oh, we're just gonna roll call teams because Super Megaforce was never good at explaining anything, by the way. So, but they had, like, if you're a multiple Ranger, So like Tommy was there in green, you didn't see white, or you didn't see Red Zeo when he was with the team. But on the other hand, Red Turbo was there when both Tommy and TJ are present. Who's manning the suits? And that doesn't mind. It makes sense when they're all fighting and the suits are fighting alongside the suits. And the inclusion of Die Ranger was bullshit. I'm still want to get that fucking horseshit. But so, like, I guess they did kind of do a good job of merging American footage with Sentai footage, but they're still lazy with that. So they show up and it's like, oh yeah, we admire you, and then some of them not even talking. Then what's the point of having these people out there? Like, give them something to do, give them something meaningful to do. Some people care about these characters. Some of them don't necessarily require it. But now you can argue like this is a kid's show. It's, yes, but no 5-year-old is invested into the 21 years of this series. Like, this is supposed to have 9-year-old me like, oh, I was there, I remember that. And it was like, oh yes, cool. There. Appeasing the adult in me, as well as like celebrating the 9-year-old who watched this show. And it fell flat. It was like so underwhelming. So with all the build and the cast, like, oh, we're out in New Zealand just hanging out and sending all these pictures, like having fun. It makes it seem like that was the most fun that they had. Like, they had no fun while filming this. It's just none. They could have done so much with this. Like, just the, I feel like, this is my problem with Forever Red. Like, you have this big team up style thing where you're bringing back so many characters and to condense it into one episode. Like, that, this war should have been the end of episode 19 going into episode 20. So you can, like, they're getting their asses handed to them and they're like, oh, we've come to offer some support, instead of, oh, we're all fans of yours. We just want to come along and fight side by side with you guys for no reason. You don't seem to be in trouble or anything. We just wanted to have the opportunity to stand by you in a fight. And then they do this little giveaway because the gold suits weren't used, and it's in the 199 Heroes. And it's like, Noah is like, oh God, I feel so powerful. I don't need to even go super mega mode. And I'm like, you didn't even have to say that. There was the, just had him fight. You did, oh God, fucking damn it. Okay, sorry, I gotta cheer myself up. Okay, I'm sorry about that. This episode is depressing me. Like, it's eliciting the wrong emotions, where like the undesired emotions that they were going for it's not bringing out in me. You failed the viewers. Like, now, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get your money from the nostalgia. People are gonna pay for shit they don't need, and you're not gonna learn a lesson from this, but you should. This is fucking awful. Like, I was actually excited about Dino Charge until I watched this episode, because I doubt that you can get anything right. Like, your characters, like, you need straight 40, like, you don't even need 48 episodes. You can do 38 like Ninja Storm. You're still gonna be missing something, but they still develop people. You saw a change from beginning to end, whereas they were the same people at the start of Super Megaforce, at the start of Megaforce, and at the end of Super Megaforce. There was no changes there. You fucked up horribly.